Capricorn, welcome to the channel or welcome back. Before I start the reading, I have some quick disclaimers. These are general, so they may or may not resonate. There's no time date on them, they're just meant to be watched whenever you stumble upon the title. And last but not least, of course, always follow your own intuition. Even if what I'm saying resonates, you'll always know it's best. Okay, Capricorn, let's see what we can get for Capricorn. I'm kind of excited. Ooh, B, nice. Nice, okay. Oh, okay, whoa. Recently I've really liked pulling out all the cards first, so I think I'm gonna do that before I fully dive into the reading. Whoa. Okay. Definitely coming to the end of a really hard journey, Capricorn. It feels like you've just been working. Work. That's like all I'm hearing, you know? You've been Rihanna. Work. With the B card, I get that, especially this week, you're a little agitated. Normally this card can be, you know, very high vibed. It is work or B, that's why I did say work. But with all the other cards around it, I am getting this sense of really being drained this week, you know? You might feel you have low energy, no motivation, you're kind of just getting by. And I think the reason is you've sort of been swimming against the stream, you know? You've been on this really long, hard journey. This could be, you know, one of your life lessons that you're completing. We do have Snake and Sea Serpent, and those two cards for me really do talk about completing a cycle. For me, this is almost like the Wheel of Fortune in the normal tarot, and then the Sea Serpent would be like the World card, if you will. So definitely completing a cycle. Something is changing, something is donezo, but it's taken you a while to get there, you know? I'm really feeling like almost like an army person trudging through the dirt. You know those drills they make you do where you have to go under the barbed wire? It kind of feels like that, but it feels like you've been doing that for years. In particular, 2 years. The camel card for me is always sort of a 2-year time card. And I think what's changing, Capricorn, is you're becoming very aware of this toxic cycle you've been in. It's almost like other people have been working you to a pulp, is what I'm hearing, which totally, I mean, Capricorns, you guys are some of the hardest workers I know, but you guys do get taken advantage of a lot because people just, you know, your ruling planet is Saturn, and they sort of get you into these situations that are almost inescapable for the Capricorn, you know? Before you know it, you're stuck in a box and you're like, how did I get into the box, right? But there is this sense of, you know, ending something, as I said. And I think the reason you've been so exhausted, Capricorn, is because you've been carrying the whole burden on your back, right? The camel carries all the water. And look, even here we have the imagery of the 2 moons, and they're almost mirroring each other, you know, one red, one blue. Now I'm just getting what's the thing, the original book for Game of Thrones? It's like A Song of Fire and Ice, right? But like, you've been the one who's been holding the fire and the ice. You've been the one swimming upstream. You've been the one, you know, who had to go through the desert with no water on your back. There is this sense of, you know, you did it on your own, Capricorn. Even though there were other people involved, even though there's a sense of there's definitely someone else in this reading, I can feel it, but on your side, it's just, you've been doing all the hard work. You've been doing the brunt of the task, right? And it's coming to light this week, you know? I think you're heading towards completion because I'm hearing it now. It's like, you can't take it anymore. You're just like, I can't keep, you know, like, it's not fair for you to have all this responsibility. It's not fair for you to be the one who has to shoulder everything, right? Camel, shoulder. And it's forcing you, you know, you're swimming upstream with this situation, this person, you know, whatever you're dealing with right now. And swimming upstream, everyone tells you it's a lot harder, you know, you're going against the natural flow of things. So I think once you really reach this peak awareness of what's causing you to be stuck in this cycle, you know, it's just, I'm just seeing it now. You're just sort of flushing it away. It's almost like you're doing a 180 in the river, and now you're swimming downstream. Now you're swimming with the grain. And especially with Moth card, you know, this is something that you've been meaning to complete for a while. This is something, if it's a relationship, it's like you've been meaning to end it for a while. If it's a shit-ass job, same situation, friend group, location, whatever this is for you, it's been on your mind to end it for a very, very, very long time. And now it's finally manifesting into your reality, and you're like, this needs to go. This just, you know, spring cleaning and fall, it needs to go. And with the snake card, now it's sort of coming through the flower of life. You might want to look into that. There's a real sense of knowing that, you know, everything happens for a reason, right? We don't just end up somewhere on accident, even though a lot of people would beg to differ. It's, everything happens for a reason. We're each here to learn different lessons as humans, right? And this has been a huge lesson for you, Capricorn. Huge, 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 huge. Like, I just can't, I sound like Donald Trump. Huge. Like, it's such a big lesson for you. Something to do with the mother as well. It could be people-pleasing. You know, if you had a people-pleasing mother, then you probably became a people-pleaser, or you learned, you know, well, this is just how we do things. But no, you know, you're getting out of that. You're saying, you know, I'm not just this bee who can work all the time. I'm not the person who has to shoulder everything on my back. No, it's not fair. It's not fair. Equal distribution, give and take, right? It seems like you've just been giving and giving and giving and giving and giving. And now it's like, what do you have left, Capricorn? What's left for you, right? When you give so much of yourself to someone or something, it comes at the cost of your own vitality and your own, yourself, really. And that's the sad part, you know? Because this is a quote that when someone told this to me, it took me a minute not to like get angry, but I understood it and I accepted it. You could do the world for someone, you know? You could do everything for them, give them everything, love them the most, just be everything you could possibly be for someone, and they could still turn around and say, but I never asked you to do that, right? And it's like, ugh, like knife in the chest. It's like, how could you not appreciate what I'm doing or whatever? And that's when, you know, when those feelings come up, it's important to recognize them, Capricorn. It's important to be like, okay, I'm feeling some resentment. Why? Resentment is one of your best friends if you can figure out the root of it, because the root of resentment really is just a boundary we need to put in place, or some type of, you know, issue we haven't fully resolved with ourselves. But this week, Cappy, you're really dealing with it. And I'm not just saying that to say that, because we have Sea Serpent, and this one is an ether card, so it goes beyond the 4 elements. This week, you know, it's done. Whatever this pattern that you've been in, it does kind of feel like people-pleasing and just, you know, giving the most to someone who doesn't even give you like a penny back. It's just, I want to give you a hug. You know, you've been so dedicated, right? Worker bee, your heart's been in it. We have green, blue, like you've really had your heart in this. You've really been giving your all, but what's the saying? You're like beating a dead racehorse or something like that. There's just nothing left for you here, you know? Rascal, stop it. Please excuse my dog. He's a rascal, he really is. So, That's also his name, by the way. So just to finish up the reading, Capricorn, yeah, this week, you know, you are a fishy who is finally making a 180 and you're going with the flow now. There's no more of this, people pleasing. There's no more self-sacrificing behavior, you know? You're finally putting yourself first. And I think there's going to be a lot of healing that's coming through this week, especially maybe even with your own mother, you know? Maybe even just having a conversation with your, you know, biological mother or someone who was a mother figure to you, because not everyone has, you know, not everyone's lucky enough to have a relationship with their biological mother. So someone who was a motherly figure, someone who, you know, sort of taught you to be like this, sort of was very self-sacrificing in your life, having a conversation with them and really getting to the root of it, you know, dealing with that shadow. Shadow work is not easy, but the benefit and the abundance that comes with dealing with it is worth every second of the discomfort. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a phenomenal week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.